4 ways to get clients fast, okay? Look, very, very simple. Look, I'm literally gonna give everything that I teach, like Jesus, who's winning, Steven, who's winning, already got one new client. These are all methods that I teach in my program, right? That you're about to get for free. So you're welcome. Pay me back by just subscribing to me. That's all I need you to do, okay? So these methods are like how Philip, 12-month paid in full, Michael, follow Outreach Success on Instagram and get book calls. And I can go on and on and on, right? I can make this video very, very long, but I don't need to do that, right? You just need to show a little proof. That way I have your attention, okay? So I'm literally gonna show you some of the coaches in my program that are like what they're doing, how they're winning, all you need to be doing to secure clients on Instagram. That's it. High paying clients, by the way. I don't do any low ticket stuff. High paying clients, okay? So before I show you, right, if you need help implementing any of this into your coaching business, there's a link down below to get your first 5 high paying clients guaranteed working with us, okay? So I'm gonna get right into it, okay? I have an idea of what I'm gonna do, well, ideas of what, but I'm really gonna I mapped it all down because I just wanna give you as much value in this video, right? So literally right now, what you need to do, the 4 things that you need to succeed, okay, is you need to have an established offer. See, I want this video to have so much value, I even wrote it down. You wanna have a really, really good offer. Okay, that's number 1. It has to be a really, really good offer, okay? And I'm going to show you right now on Instagram, so pay attention. If you click off, right, you won't get any value. Pay attention. If you really want a successful coaching business, you will give me your undivided attention, okay? You need one really, really good offer, okay? You need consistent content that positions you as the expert, okay? You need to be able to outreach, okay? Just don't expect them to fall in your lap. You still got to go get them. And 1 CTA. That is it. If you're below 10K a month, even 20K in your coaching business, you need to be doing that, okay? So like, for example, Brandon, who's one of my newer coaches, who's someone right here, right? He's absolutely crushing. I'm going to show you what he's doing right now, right? So I have his Instagram pulled up. Shout out to you, Brandon, right? Immediately you see, right? Like, it's just like, what's the first thing you notice, right? It's just content that just positions him as the expert, right? So let's dissect this. 1 clear, crisp profile picture, right? If you're doing a selfie and it's not professional, or out in the club, dress, whatever it is, like, it needs to be professional, okay? Very, very clear username, right? Arguably his name could be a little crisper, but it's working. So if it's not broken, don't fix it. Very clear on who he's helping. I help 9 to 5 workers drop 20 pounds for good in less than 90 days. It's very, very, very clear. His I help statement, that's it. If you're working a normal 9 to 5 job, Brandon is the one to help you, okay? No gym rat hours, meaning he basically says you don't have to be there long hours, no food restrictions, so you immediately becoming more appealing, right? Because I always tell my coaches this, you want to make it sound sexy, right? You want to make them be like, "Ooh," I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, I don't got to be at the gym all day and I can still eat whatever I want. So immediately now it sets him apart. A call to action, DM shift, and then a link to book a call. That is it, right? This is literally like how you need to optimize your Instagram, right? 1 clear I help statement. No, I help, I help, for example, I help nurses lose 30 pounds, get a better mindset, and show up better at work. You see, that's 3 offers, right? A lot of you guys are probably doing that, right? And then also 2, 1 call to action is very, very important, right? And you see, it's just content that positions him as the expert, like testimonial, right? Him talking, right? Him right here, like, look at all this content, right? Like, even if you're not a physical, Brandon, of course, is a personal trainer, right? If you're not a personal trainer, you can still do this with your clients. Like, just don't look at it and be like, well, he's a personal trainer. No, it's the same rule applies to you. Like Hermosi says all the time, it's like, you're not a special snowflake, okay? Literally, you can do the same thing, okay? Like, it's all testimonials, proof of a promise, right? It's literally a client working out. Here he is right there, right? And then look, it's just him with the client. That's how you're gonna crush it. When you just post content that positions you actually an expert, and that you're just posting content that just really is to your target market, you will win. A lot of coaches will start posting senseless content just for attention, and that's not going to work, right? That isn't. You need to be very, very specific on who you're trying to get at and be consistent, okay? I tell coaches time and time again, okay? I am not the coach that's gonna make you go viral. I am not. I'm the coach that's going to make you a lot of money, right? By being very, very specific, right? And by getting you in front of the right people that are going to buy your product. That's it, okay? And obviously you see results, testimonials, and info, right? So Brandon is absolutely crushing it, right? Like I said, you can fact check it all right here, and I can go on and on and on. Okay, so that's the next thing, right? And then he even shout out to, I'll even show you Jesse right now, right? So that's literally what it is. 1 call to action. If you have a link tree or anything else, take it behind the barn and shoot it. Okay, you should not have a link tree. 1 call to action. That is it. Okay, so the next one that I wanted to show you was very simple. Let's go Brent. Shout out to you, Brent. Right. So if you notice, right, Brent, it's like very, very clear, right? Same thing. Like, I help divers get recruited to dive in college. It's very, very simple, right? If I wanted to make it more sexier, I literally would just add a timetable. But Brent's getting a lot of leads. He gets a lot of engagement on his post. Like, he's absolutely crushing it, right? with people hitting him up, right? So it's like, man, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So if you notice with Brent's contents, like his testimonial, same thing, right? Like a value right here, right? And then there's just some working out videos that are really, really crushing it. So if you look at Brent's content, it's nothing flashy. That's the funny thing about it, right? Look, like it's literally just someone diving, right? And that's it. And like, value, and that's it. That's literally what it is. You can do the same exact thing with your offer, right? You see a lot of coaches, like I tell coaches, nothing against it, like, hey, do this angle at this lens, right? Yeah, you want to make sure number one, you have good audio in your videos and that is very clear, that, background. You want to make sure that's in place, right? But a lot of people focus nowadays is like, you need to have this angle. You need to have this angle low. You need to have it by your feet. And then what, bro, like, it's like methods will always change. They will always change. In a year or two from now, I bet you there's gonna be something else, right? It's always like that, right? But the main point is that what's never gonna change is your point. Your job is to get clients, right? You want to get clients, right? How you do it, the methods will always change, right? But the outcome will never change, right? In the sense of you want their attention. Okay, you want to capture their attention. You want to get them to tune in, watch you, and then hit you up, or you hit them up and then they hop on a call, whatever, right? Like I can teach you different methods. I tell the coaches all the time, I can teach them a different method on how to do this, how to do that, right? But I can guarantee you, if I teach you this new latest trend on how to put the angle like this, yeah, it's going to work for a little bit, but then guess what's going to fade? It's going to fade and it's going to change. So like literally like just content that positions you as the expert. So if you look at Brent's stuff, it's like, it's literally like, and all this stuff, I literally like, you can look at their page, even thorough, like one call to action. Are you noticing the thing? One call to action, right? Brent's making about 7K doing this part-time right now, $7,000 a month, part-time, right? Which we had a conversation about him doing the full-time already, but yeah, we're getting there. So it just looks like professional. Boom, 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 boom. Right. And then like B-roll clip, right? It's like value testimonials, and it's just ruthlessly consistent. That's just how it is. Look at it. It's nothing different. Look at the views that he gets, right? And the crazy thing about Brent, it's like it's all views to his market, right? But it's like, look at this one. Brent, I love you if you're watching this, right? It's literally just so stupid. It's like stupid simple what he does. Some of you guys are like, you may not get this many views, and that's fine. But if it's to your target market and you are actively trying to get clients, right? They are watching. They are watching. They may not be liking, but they're not watching. Like, for example, live example, Brent got about 4,000 views on this, only 130 likes. It's like that in any scale. They may not double tap, but they'll go ahead and I'm watching, no problem. And they're building trust slowly. So very simple, right? It's like that's all it is. I wish I could give you something revolutionary, right? But this is about 7K part time. And Brent's product right now is, yeah, I'm not going to give the price away for him because obviously I don't want to, he has to tell his customers that, but yeah, he does a really, really good job, right? So the next one is very simple, right? Obviously you guys know Rob, right? I've interviewed him so many times, right? Rob pulled in about $47,000 in last month at the time of his video. So we're in August. So in July, he pulled in that much money, which he absolutely crushed it in July, right? And it's the same thing, right? Like professional picture, professional name, very clear. I help firefighters get into firefighter shape. Book in shape of being in shape is part of the uniform. Sorry for my bad English. And yeah, book a call. That's it, right? And then it's a one call to action, right? And it's content that positions them as the expert, right? It's one clear offer, and it's consistency. Like Robbie just puts a lot of output, right? He puts a lot of output. I said this before, like in my videos, and this is where I'm gonna talk about. Like also, actually, I got to. I just want to give you value in this video. I want to give you a lot of value. So like just tune in, okay? So like if I drift, it's because I see it. I want to give you so much value, right? Robbie said this in one of our interviews, right? You see these videos that went viral. He said it very clearly. He said, "Ask me how many of them book calls." See this way. He's like, "Ask me how many of people book calls from this." He said 0. Right? Because yeah, he loves doing the entertainment stuff because he says he likes it. But he says the videos the ones that bring in the most clients are the ones that are very, very, very specific. He even pointed out one of these ones, which was like a picture, like 18 likes, and then people bring it up when they hop on calls with them. Right? So it's like, I've said this before, like ask yourself, are you going to be an entertainer? Or are you going to be an educator? That's it. Like ask yourself, you want to be an entertainer? Cool. You're going to get a bunch of views. You're going to get a bunch of likes, right? But it's like, if I were to give you 100K, like right now, if someone were to come to me and say, AJ, do you want 300K followers right now? But none of them will ever buy your product. Like none of them are your target market. why would I want them? Like, they're not gonna buy anything from me. They're not gonna enroll in anything. They're not gonna like. They're not my target market. So it's just a vanity metrics. I don't care about vanity metrics. I just want people to follow me that are my avatar. So basically, like with Robbie, right? It's like it's very very clear, right? It's like it's concise, right? Like you know, personal story, how I stopped icing my bottle so fast as a firefighter, right? Speaking the language to his market, right here. Firefighters, does this probably look, I mean, probably, he did abbreviation, look at you. Yeah, see, very like hook, read down below, B-roll clip. If you're waiting for something revolutionary, it's not really right. So yeah, you literally can just look at all this content, right? So it's like it's very, very clear that you just understand that it's just content that positions you as the expert and a lot of volume and a lot of consistency, right? A lot of you guys would just give up like after like posting a couple times and be like, ah, no one's watching, no one's hitting up. Like it takes time. Like it takes time sometimes. Like, nowadays, like we're living in like a trust recession. So people are not trusting. They're not, right? So you need to make sure you're showing up every single day. That way you're actively building trust with your audience. And I wanted to show you one more example, which with a big audience, which shout out to Jesse. Right, Jesse had a big blow up on his Instagram, right? And Jesse needed help on on bringing in like high paying clients with his Instagram, right? If you notice, he's right. Where is Jesse? Right here, fifth client sign, high ticket. So we did the same thing, right? So he had a big audience, but here's the thing though, a lot of them were, wanted to be entertained, they want to follow his journey, but he's like, hey, I want to help them as well build their Instagram so I can optimize and make money, right? Um, and he hit me up and I was like, yeah, dude, I was like, of course I'll help you, right? And we've been doing it, right? But even with the big audience, right, we had to get very, very specific, helping creators with low views, right? So he's hitting a pain point. Hit 10K followers in 90 days, right? And then one call to action with the school community. So if you want to build your Instagram, here you go, right? Follow Jesse, and this is a free community, right? It's a lead magnet, right? And it's like for someone like Jesse, you can do the same thing too, right? But it's like literally, I'm not trying to shout out to like school, right? If you don't know what the school platform is, like right now, you can make a free community at the time of this video for like 90-day free trial. So you can do that, which is pretty cool. Shout out to school. Anyways, yeah, Jesse's using the lead magnet. They get a lot of value. They leave a phone number and he hops on calls with them and then he pitches and they join and they pay him and they get results. Very, very simple. But it's like, you see with Jesse's content, it's just the same thing. It's clear. Arguably, he can change his profile picture, but it's working. So at the end of the day, if it's working, why is he going to change it, right? It's like he doesn't have to, but it's working. He's getting lead flow. It doesn't matter, right? So, but it's the same thing with a big audience, right? It's very clear on who you're trying to help, right? One call to action, and the content that he does is with Jesse, right? He does content too that just like different angles and everything, right? But that's what he teaches, right? So, and it works. It works. It works for his audience, right? So when I said earlier is that like, hey, I'm not the one. Sorry, I don't know why this happened live. 1 second. Yeah, are you guys still there? It's funny. So hey, you see that? Damn, my bad. Having some technical difficulties. I'm gonna leave that there so you guys can laugh on that. So yeah, basically that's what happened, right? So like he gets a lot of views, a lot of interaction, and then he just shows up every single day. So that's the basis of everything. So yeah, basically just to bring it on to like a one ball for you guys, right? It's like, and if you're still watching this, like it's literally just, for me to bring it down to you is if you want to get high paying clients on Instagram, literally the 4 things that you need to do is number one, have a really good offer. Okay. You need to have great content that positions you as the expert with that offer. Okay. You need to be consistent with your outreach. And then if you need an outreach method, go ahead and check one of the videos down below. I think it was one of my recent ones. Okay. And you need one CTA. That is it. That's all you really need to win on social media. And like literally, like I just want to like go on a little, just give you value right now. Okay. I get it. Sometimes like when you're looking at the metrics of your views, your likes, you're like, oh, no one's liking, no one's viewing. But if you change your perspective on the sense of like, look at a YouTube, for example, you can have a video blow up and it has like 50 million views, but only 10,000 likes. Like, look at that. That's the same exact method in the sense of like people will watch you, but they just won't do anything. But they're just watching you. And this is how it is. Some people nowadays just like to lurk, and that's fine. They like to lurk and just be okay with that, but just show up every single day and you will win. Like I really wanted to make this video just to show you that number one is like, it doesn't have to be complex. You don't need a flashy angle. You don't need all this stuff to get clients. It's like you can get to 10, 20, 30K a month by just being ruthlessly consistent. That's all it is. And like just being very, very specific and just zoning it right? When I was talking to Alex Hermosi at the School Games event, right, I told him that, hey, this quote that he said really, really, really kept me going, which was, this is where most people quit, and because of that I will keep going. So like, the context behind that is that when I was building my like my education group and helping coaches, like I was still a full-time coach, right? Fitness coach, right? And I had a very successful coaching business. It was absolutely successful, but I wanted to do this more. I wanted to help out coaches worldwide, and I was doing both, right? Because I needed, obviously I'm married, so I couldn't just quit. And just if I was single, I would just do it. I would quit and go full time right away, right? But it's a little different nowadays. But the point of that is that I was just doing both, 10, 12 hours on school, building my platform up. And then also too, I was doing personal training, right? But I just kept going, kept posting content like, felt like I had two jobs, which I essentially did, working like 80-hour weeks. And yeah, and paid off. And a lot of people want to do what I did. I see a lot of people that try to imitate me even now, right? And they just don't stay consistent because it's hard. It's really, really hard. And that's why I told myself that quote, like, because this is what hard feels like, number one. And this is where most people quit. And it's the same thing with your coaching business. Like, literally, you can crush it in the online space. You literally can, if you just do these methods, right? With ads, without ads, right? So I know that's a whole different topic, a whole other video. So these are the 4 methods that you need, right? Follow it and just be consistent. If you watch this video and you just do it for a couple days, it'll work, right? But if you're waiting for this like revolutionary thing to happen like right away and you're not going to be consistent, don't do it. If you won't do it for a year, don't do it for a day. That's how it is. That's the game of content. That's the game of, trying to build a coaching business, right? Coaching business, right? Now you're a business owner, right? So now you have to do a lot of stuff that you normally didn't do. And it's all about being consistent. And the beauty about it is literally, like, my phone's not around me, but the fact that you can pull your phone right now, make a post, and then it potentially generates you thousands of dollars for free, like, it's pretty crazy. Like, I can grab my phone right now, make a post, and generate me a bunch of leads. Cool. And that cost me nothing without ads. So if you're still tuning in, you're awesome. Hope you found value in this video. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to your boy. And lastly, if you need help implementing any of this into your coaching business, go ahead and check the link down below. Much love. Let me know how you like this video. Peace.